What is up, guys? And I am Randy. Welcome to an updated, Cubic deck profile. Now, Cubics, I mean, they've always been around for a long time. They're still a great OTK strategy, just for like locals or casual, especially with some locals catching right back up, or like picking up. So I figured I'd illustrate some Cubics because some things have changed a little bit, especially with the new ban list. We got some cool, just one-off cards so Cubics can just slip in and just deal with the meta in its own unique way, and just OTK like it does amazingly well. But without further ado, let's just get into the deck profile now. It's Cubics. If you're not familiar with what Cubics do, they just want to kill your opponent in the first turn. And this is the card that usually does it. Crimson Nova, the Crimson Lord of the Dark Cubic Lord. He's the boss monster deck. Like, he's literally a beast. You can special summon him by revealing 3 Cubic cards with hands, see in your hand with different names. And then you special summon them, and that's not a once per turn, by the way. So you can, if you have multiple of him, you can special summon both of them. So pretty good, especially if you want to go into, say, rank 10 exceed. So definitely good. But then he's also unaffected by monster effects. Well, monsters activate effects whose original attack is 3,000 or less. So he got a little bit of immunity here. He's pretty nice. Then when this attacking card destroys a monster by battle, he can make a second attack during the battle phase. So bam. But then during the end phase, each player takes 3,000 damage. But that's the once per turn thing. So if you have 2 Crimson Novas out, you're not going to burn your opponent for 6,000 damage and yourself. So that is the only once per turn like clause on Crimson Nova himself. Now we have Duza. He is literally your searcher. Well, not searcher, but your foolish burial goods for the deck. Like, he just sends any cubic card from your deck to your graveyard, which you want to send your spells. And then he has an interesting turn where if a monster is sent to the graveyard by this something, he just gains an attack, but you never usually use that ever. You only mostly use that, like his first effect, where he just, say, foolish burial goods something to the graveyard. That's, I say, literally it. Then, of course, we have 3 Vision. He's your kind of tool for a lot of your spell cards. Like, he's kind of like your fodder for a lot of your spell cards. Plus, he's also a good defender because he can't be destroyed by battle. So you can set him if you have a bad hand and your opponent has to out him to even do damage to you. So he's a good thing. But then it's pretty cool because, let's say if he is, if you battle, you can place this card face up in your field spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell. If you do place 1 cubic counter on an opponent's monster, then monsters with a cubic counter cannot attack. Also, their effects are negated. So it's pretty neat. And then during your main phase, you can special summon him from the spell and trap card zone. So let's say during your main phase, so he just comes back. So it's really good recursion, really good protection. Then, of course, we have the one-off cubic names of Buster Gundle. He just pushes in for big damage and basically goes for game. Pretty insane. Doria Doomvolt's the same way, except for he's not as big as a body as Buster Gundle. And then Garagile is literally just a time winner, because as soon as he special summon, he burns the opponent for 800. So pretty good, especially for Tom. He's like the cowboy for the deck. But that pretty much does it for the cubic monsters. Now we're going to go on to the extra monsters of the deck. The main, like, honorary cubic monster is 3 Summoner Monk. Like, him in a cubic, like Duza, is usually full cubic combo plus say Utopia double combo. So he's really good in that sense. Like, it's an instant Utopia double. And our last one is rocking 1 Birdman. I mean, I still like him in the deck. He's interesting. He gets you access to, let's say, level 7 synchros instantly. So it's pretty good. Like it. Like, I mean, if you want, you can cut it for something else. But I just like Birdman because it's Birdman. It's instant access to stuff. Then, of course, now the crazy cubic stuff, spell cards. Cubic Karma. Now, for what? So if you don't know, if this card is activated, you can target 1 cubic monster you control, except for Vision. Then send any number of Vision from your hand and or deck to the graveyard. Then that monster gains 800 attack. A permanent boost, even if this card leaves the field. So boom, it boosts all your, it boosts that cubic monster up. So it makes your, say, big monsters even bigger. Then, if this card is in the, say during your opponent's turn, if a Vision cubic seed is special one by an effect of a cubic monster, so you can send this card to the graveyard and half your opponent's life points. But that rarely comes up. Then, of course, the main effect, which you really want cubic karma for, is you can banish this card while it's in your graveyard and add 1 cubic monster from your deck to your hand. So while this card's in the graveyard, it's your Roto for the deck. So it searches anything you want. Then Cubic Wave is another insane card for the deck. Like, of course, I'm always gonna go over it in case you say those who don't know what it does. First off, you can target one cubic monster you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls. The attack of that monster you control becomes double. So your big cubic, say Crimson Nova, say becomes 6,000. Then that opponent's monster you targeted, it loses half its attack. So pretty cool. And then as you can banish this card and any number of cubic monsters from your graveyard. Then target one face-up monster your opponent controls equal to the number of cubic monsters. Then put cubic counters on them, so it basically can stop your entire opponent's field from attacking and activating its effects. So it's a good shutdown strategy with Wave. Next, we have 3 cubic Dharma. So you take no battle damage involving your cubic monsters, so it basically prevents that battle damage you might get from Vijam or whatever else. And then of course you can send 1 cubic card from your hand to the graveyard. Then if you do, draw 1 card, so it kind of fixes your dead hands, allows you to draw a little deeper, try to get your pieces. Then you can banish a card from your graveyard and target 1 cubic monster from your graveyard and add it to your hand. So it's a monster reincarnation for the deck, which is always good, especially if you really, let's say, are just run out of cubic cards. Like, it comes good in the grind game. It's good. Then 3 Foolish Burial, because you want to send Wave to the graveyard, so you get its search effect off or anything else. So definitely good there. 3 Allure of the Darkness, because all the cubic monsters are mostly dark. I mean, if you have the card, I would always suggest Pot of Extravagance, because you really don't need the extra deck really at all. So that's just, but this is my go-to for this deck, is just Allure. I mean, just fits the best in it. Then now time for your crazy powerful one-offs. There's 4 of them. First one, of course, we have good old Harpy's Feather Duster back off the ban list at 1. Freaking love that this card came back. Like, seriously, no joke. Like, love this card being back. 1, clears your entire opponent's back row. Insane. Like, no better than that. And of course, accompanying that, of course, we have 1 Raigeki. One Raigeki and 1 Harpy's Feather Duster is kind of crazy. Like, it's kind of nuts. Not gonna lie. But these are just your generic monster removal, back row removal. Just, I thought it'd be funny just to have the gimmick in here with Raigeki and Harpy's Feather Duster back together. Then, of course, going to our now more broken one-offs, we have Card Destruction, because we don't care. We send all of our cubic spells to the graveyard, because this card can help trigger off their effects in case you really open with a bad hand and it's in your hand. So definitely good. And then, of course, the 1 double or nothing to go into the double or nothing plays. So with Utopia double, just one punch your opponent and just OTK them. So good. Now we're going to the traps. 3 Unification of the Cubic. 2 Unification of the Cubic Lord. Sorry about that. On field, it's a polymerization. You'll never use the fusion effect of it, mostly. But I say mostly because you never know, it might come up. But then, the face-up cubic monster is destroyed by battle or leaves the field, so if you link it away or something, or synchro off with it, something, you can banish this card in your graveyard and special summon 1 level 4 cubic monster from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. And if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect that turn. So it's just another way to extend your plays with off Duza or something else. Is bad. Then we have 3 cubic Casualty. Crazy. So you can distribute a number of cubic counters on face-up monster your opponent controls up to the number of cubic monsters you control. So it's another way to just stop your opponent's entire board. Kind of like a pseudo. What is that card's name? It's kind of like a pseudo, it slips my mind, but it's definitely like I can't believe I lost the name of that card, but it basically shuts down all your opponent's monster effects, so you can just plow through them and just OTK them. I say Dark Ruler no more. There it is. I don't know why that slipped my mind. But then also you can banish the card from your graveyard, then target 1 cubic monster you control. This turn, each time it destroys a monster by battle that has a cubic counter on it, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack of that destroyed monster. So it's just a way of doing more damage. Then our final trap is 1 Ascension. When an opponent monster declares an attack, especially 1 Bijan cubic seed from your deck. If you do, change the attack target to it. Then perform damage calc. Then if your opponent's life points are at least 2,000 or higher than yours, you can banish the card from your graveyard. Plus summon 1 Bijan cubic seed from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Only if your opponent controls the monster with this effect that was activated. You can supposed summon the 2 more Bijan cubic seeds. You'll activate this effect of 1 cubic ascension once a turn. It's okay. It comes up. I mean, it's not really worth it to really run it, but it's there. It comes up. It's a gimmicky. It's just a cubic card. It's gimmicky. But that is it for the main deck. We're gonna go off to the not side deck, but the extra deck now. That's where things are kind of hit or miss. Like this is always open to change because it's Cubics. It doesn't care about its extra deck, but so we're just gonna quickly go through it. One Link Karibo because Vijam's a level 1. You can link off, make Link Karibo. Pentastag, it's a way to do piercing damage with your big Cubic monsters. So bam, 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 just pierces through, does more damage. One Underclock Taker makes your Cubic monsters bigger. This is it for the Link lineup. I mean, I've seen people run a lot more Links because you can just spam the board, but I think I just wanted to go for more an OTK variant and not rely heavily on the extra deck, so I'm not really going too all out on the Link monsters. The one Synchro, of course, is Black Rose. I mean, it's a level 7. Pop it, blows up your opponent's entire field. It's a way to disrupt them, especially with Birdman. And it's the only thing in here. Now, rank 4s, we have Time Thief Redoer. Insane card, really good. Then we have the Utopia. And it's a Utopia double package. This is just another way to OTK your opponent and just blast them with a 10k beating stick. Insane. One Photon Star Leech protects all your monsters with 2,000 or more attacks, so pretty good. Love it there. One Exciton Knight, because I know it's gimmicky, it's good. Yeah, I like it still. Then one Abyss Dweller. This is, like, of course, really, really good, especially now because a lot of graveyard-oriented decks in the metagame right now. So it's a good, like anti-meta matchup for those meta decks. One Tornado Dragon to pop back row. I mean, back row sucks. Then, of course, our rank 10 exceeds as one Rail Cannon Super Dora, just to provide immunity. And then Dreadnought Rail Cannon, just to do that extra damage to basically win the game. And our last rank 10 is the one Utopic Dark Infinity. Now, this is like one of the newer cards. Came out in Dark Neostorm, so it's not really that new, but he's still pretty cool. Love him. So basically, when he destroys a monster by battle and sends to the graveyard, you can attach one material from this card and then target that monster special summon to your field in the defense position. Then you can target one other special summon monster your opponent controls. Well, monster you control, gain life points equals to original attack. So there's a way to basically take your opponent's monster and just take them. And then, of course, the fusion monster that if you're summoning, you're already going to win the game anyway. So why summon it? But we have it. It comes up sometimes. So definitely just have it because it's a Cubic card. But that's it. This has been the updated Cubic deck profile. So let me know down in the comments below what you think. Really like it. I mean, it's definitely an interesting deck. It's still one of my favorites because it's just a straight to the point deck. Just gets the job done. OTKs by. So move on to the next game. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe like always. And until my next video, bye bye.